But the point is, you're detaching so you can give clear advice. So now I just have all this beautiful data and advice and like feedback from myself to myself. What is going on, beautiful people? It is August 26th, 2018, and I am trying to see the camera right now, but I can barely see it. For those of you who are listening on audio, this is the fucking third video in a row that I don't have a shirt on. What is going on? So strange. All right, so just something on my mind I wanted to talk about real quick, which is coaching yourself. So I was just like in Google Docs outlining it's basically just like a content strategy document. And and also let me just talk, if you're on video, or sorry, if you're on audio, you can't see what's going on right now, but I'm literally just like laying on my bed. I don't think I've done a laying down video before, but we're gonna do that now. So if my voice sounds a little bit different, and maybe I'm not projecting so much because I'm in a very like chill environment right now. So but what I was saying is content strategy document. So I'm working on this doc right now just to outline like a bunch of random things, but it is all to gain clarity in the area of content. So stuff like this, stuff like social media, stuff like my whys around it, my niche, what I want to be doing, all types of random stuff. But the key part of one of the sections in this document is challenges, where I outline challenges that are almost like holding you back. They're obstacles that I feel are getting in the way of my progress and success, and in this area, which would be content. So it's getting in the way of my content success, my social success, all of it, and social being social media. So what I was doing though is like, so I just realized how fucking crucial this is, which is you can obviously, writing is always better, okay? Obviously always write. It hits at such a deeper level. I think you can get like, I've been told it's 10,000 neural pathways versus 8 when you type, or 2 if you're like typing on your phone. So definitely write if you can, but in this case I'm just typing because it's fine. But basically what's going on is I list out each challenge that's on my mind. I kind of like tap into whatever negative feeling is around there, which is kind of a weird thing, but I think once you start to like get on that train and list a bunch of random potential challenges down, potential obstacles that are holding you back, it just you kind of just like tap into anything that's below the conscious mind, meaning there are like things we will subscribe to that are not necessarily accurate, or are not necessarily, I don't even know they're just like hidden from our conscious view, but they're 100% there and we 100% subscribe to them. So when you're like listing all these things out, you can start to uncover some of these things. So when you tap into that feeling, I feel like it accesses these lies, if you will, even because they're false beliefs. So you can access them even easier. So that's just a key distinction there when you're doing that. Ideally, tap into the feeling you're feeling, fully feel it, go through it, and then once you feel like you've listed out a bunch of obstacles, that is big enough of a list that you think, and this could be like, just keep going until you can't write anymore. You'll know. It'll slow down tremendously, and you'll be like, okay, I think this is good for the time being. Just trust your gut. And after that, this is the cool thing that I've never experienced until just a few moments ago, which is go back to each thing, each challenge, and one by one, pretend you're replying to like someone else. Or you can, there's a couple ways that I just did it. So one, I imagined replying to a different person, and I'm really good at giving advice to other people. It's harder when you're in the situation though, because you're like attached to the outcome generally speaking. So like, if you can't detach, this is a good way to do it, because then you get like I was giving such fucking good advice, but like it was to me, but it wasn't because I was giving it to this imaginary person in my mind. So that was cool. Another thing is you can pretend that you are complete, like you technically are completely separate from that version of you that wrote it a couple moments ago, because that is your past self, and you are now your now self, your present self, your current self, whatever the fuck you want to call that. But that you can imagine like you're coaching them a few moments ago. So like basically what you're doing is you're disconnecting from yourself temporarily, imagining another entity, another being, another person, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But the point is you're detaching so you can give clear advice. So now I just have all these I have like all this beautiful data and advice and like feedback from myself to myself. But like it didn't feel like that in the moment. I was straight up convinced. Okay, obviously there's like part of my mind that's like, what the fuck is going on type of thing while I was doing it. But you you like you give such clear and like wisdom filled advice. We heavily underestimate how much we have inside of us. Like we have the answers, and we kind of just need the right context sometimes to bring it out. So I highly recommend that you try this out if you're ever like really stuck and you need advice. Like for me, I don't actually like asking people advice, mostly because whenever I'm asking for advice from people, usually I'd have to like I only really like listening to people that have what I want and have been where I am. So I have a lot of resistance to asking anyone for advice. There's only like a handful of people that I actually do, and even then I'm always like very I'm taking everything with a grain of salt, because I just try to only listen to the source of what I want, which is people who have what I want and have been more where I am. And then ultimately, though, I just choose to listen to myself because we have the answers. It's insane. Like, I'm forever amazed at how much is in our subconscious. I actually don't know like the logic behind this. I've heard subconscious, I've heard energy field, I've heard tapping into the ether, a bunch of different things. But does it really matter? Not a fucking chance. It just matters that we get the fucking answers and the data. And that this is just a really cool exercise that I hope you find value in and try out, because it's a good way if you want to not ask someone, or you have a bunch of objections and you want to like coach yourself through it. This is a really good thing to do. So I hope you try it out. My name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later.